Nelson Mandela is the figurehead of South Africa's anti-apartheid movement. He can mobilize the masses and is included alongside men like Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X. The South Africans who love him refer to him as Tata, father. This is the Transkei countryside, the site of Nelson Mandela's childhood. The son of a Tembu chief, Mandela has 3 brothers and 3 sisters. He spent a large part of his childhood tending to cows and horses, and these years of shepherding make him feel close to nature. Mandela developed a reverence for traditions at an early age. As a child, he practiced Nguni stick fighting. When he was just 9 years old, his father died of tuberculosis. In Johannesburg, Mandela decided to study law, and it's here that he began to work his way to the top in an occupation virtually reserved for the country's whites. And throughout his life, he has continued to fight for people's right to an education. Mandela has been determined to establish a new South Africa with equal opportunities for everyone. He was politically active and joined the African National Congress, or ANC. Then the resistance fighter who for years had denounced violence suddenly saw a need to use arms in the struggle for equality. He was sentenced to life imprisonment for guerrilla war actions against the government. International pressure to free Mandela grew over time, and he was released after 27 years of imprisonment. He declared his commitment to peace and reconciliation with the country's white minority on the day of his release, which turned into a large-scale celebration that included a global media presence. People in the street cheered in support of Tata. A hopeful South Africa had reached a turning point. In 1994, a dream came true when Mandela was elected the country's first black president, and tens of thousands of citizens sang Nkosi Sikeleli Africa, God bless Africa. Mandela set out to retrace his roots, visiting his childhood home in the Transkei, and was greeted by yet another cheering crowd. Despite his Western education, Mandela remains a proud member of the Tembu people.
This is where I grew up. And I went to a school not very far from here, just above this little hill. That is where I repeated Standard 5 because I was not so bright. I had failed.
On his 80th birthday, Mandela surprised the world once more by marrying for the 3rd time, with millions of fans and supporters celebrating at his side.